Early records provide some insight into how our sister congregation was established. These records state in part,
Sometime in May 1894, a small group of persons, 4 or 5, met at the home of Mrs. Susan Sanders in South Queen Street for the purpose of canvassing the sentiment as to the organization of a Presbyterian church for the colored people of York. It was known that some persons who had been members of Presbyterian churches in other communities and others felt that the worship and polity of the Presbyterian church would be helpful. Our church's name, Faith, as well as the venture to secure this property, was suggested by our now deceased but dearly beloved friend and Christian brother, Mr. Samuel Small.
during the late 1830s and 40s, several members of the prominent industrialist Small family transferred their memberships from the German Reformed Church to English Presbyterian. Rumors were that they were not happy with the seeming Southern sympathies of the pastor of their former congregation. They included brothers Philip and Samuel Small, and eventually their cousin, David Eder Small, who would later become rail car builder with business partner Charles Billmeyer. Holding an unpopular position in York County during those years leading up to the Civil War, these Small family members were known for their ardent abolitionist, anti-slavery sentiments. Only a decade after the Small family's gradual transfer to English Presbyterian, the congregation would call 3 pastors in a row who held and at times publicly expressed these unpopular sentiments as well. Trustee Philip A. Small was famously known as having to bail Reverend Thomas Street out of jail for having gotten into a fist fight with a Southern sympathizer right on Market Street. And having been so well known for his support of enslaved people seeking freedom, the Black Civil War soldiers in York made the highly unusual decision to name their post the David E. Small Post, number 369. Most likely it would have been an honor then for Reverend Dr. Henry E. Niles, pastor of English Presbyterian and longtime trustee of Lincoln University, to submit on behalf of the 70 signers a petition to the Presbytery of Westminster at its stated meeting on April 9, 1895, to declare Faith Presbyterian a duly constituted church. And it can be assumed that likewise on that day, the call for Reverend Edward A. Coburth, recent graduate of Lincoln University, was approved, and that he be installed as their pastor on June 18 of that same year. As history would show, along with other congregations such as Small AME, Bethel AME, and Shiloh Baptist, Faith Presbyterian would become a prominent and influential Black congregation in York for decades to come.
Happy day when Jesus washed, oh, when he washed, when Jesus washed, he washed my sins away.